give it a second. I'm just going to make sure we're live. Yeah.
We are indeed.
We should be live. I'm just going to quickly post in the Discord to say we are now live.
I can't believe you didn't use an Xbox Elite controller for that down there.
Yeah. Sure.
What are you doing?
Right. Hello. We are live.
Well, Bravo 20, Oscar Mike.
Yeah.
Read you loud and clear.
Read you loud and clear. So, this episode is about Xbox. I don't know if that's obvious.
A little bit.
Yeah, by the looming green.
It is everywhere. So, I am Jamie Ditchfield. I am one of the editors at GamingHistoria, and today I'm joined by Cameron, Matt, and Anton to discuss all things Xbox One, Xbox Series X, the likes of that sort of stuff. So I'll get these guys to introduce themselves to you now, starting with Cameron.
Oh, hello.
I'm just dropping you in.
I'm Cameron. You are, yeah. Wasn't expected that. I am a writer for GamingHistoria and the resident Xbox expert. Self-proclaimed.
He's not lying when he says that. Now we've got Matt, who's just recently joined GamingHistoria, and then we've got Anton as well. Matt, do you want to go first?
Yeah, hello, I'm Matt. I've just been brought on the last week or so, and I'm the resident Metal Gear Solid expert.
Again, not lying. And Anton, introduce yourself.
I guess that leaves me. Yes, I'm Anton. I'm also new to the team. Excited to be here, and I'm an expert about everything.
Wow, so we've gone from Halo to Metal Gear Solid to
Well, that's pretty bad, because that makes us feel like we're not.
You guys know you are. I'd say my main one's probably Resident Evil, if we said anything. We'll go with that one.
Yeah, Resident Evil. Yeah, I probably should have said what I'm an expert in. I'm an expert in Zelda.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Legend of Zelda. And if you saw my Kingdom Hearts stream yesterday, Kingdom Hearts as well. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Says with utter disappointment. Yeah. So if anyone's in the chat, just let us know how the audio is, and I will adjust it accordingly. But I'm just going to give a quick shout out to the website itself. We are writers at GamingHistoria.com. It's a journalism-focused website all about video games, movies, board games, basically any sort of entertainment we cover. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and we've got a Patreon as well, so if you wanted to support us directly, you can do so. So if that's something you're interested in, please do that. And we also have our Twitter handles posted on the side. So I am at DarthusG, Cameron is at Cameron Hubbard, and Matthew is Matt NUFC91. Anton does not have a Twitter.
I do.
Oh,
I will update on the next podcast, I promise. It will be updated.
It will be updated. So yes, next week's will be PlayStation. So we'll have a lot to talk about there. But we thought we'd start off with Microsoft because there's more information about the upcoming console.
Yeah.
I think you should turn the music down just a tiny bit.
A tiny bit. Right. It's on really, really low. What's our audio like, Matt? Is it alright?
Yeah, it was just the music was a bit low.
Yeah, it sounds alright.
Right, I'm just going to load it up on my phone so I can actually hear it. So I don't run into any problems with the audio. Twitch.tv/story. Right, guys, talk for me.
Hello.
Whoa.
Bro, I'm just trying to talk. I demand you to talk.
You talk now.
Yeah, there we go. That sounds good. So, first topic I think that we should talk about is Halo Infinite and
Oh,
how we feel about that. So, it was announced at E3 2018 with a teaser trailer that started off their Microsoft's presentation, actually. And of course, Cameron, of all of us, was the most excited for it. So I think we should start with him. What are your thoughts on this upcoming Halo game?
It's exciting, but also in a way daunting, because we have no idea. We've got like no information about it at all, apart from the few cinematics that they've shown at E3. A lot of people are skeptical as to whether the game will actually be good because of this lack of information. But I am ever the optimist.
Yeah, that's the thing. Radio silence has become sort of the norm in the industry ever since Bethesda started that. I would say back when was it with Morrowind? They've been just a silent game company. I think Microsoft are sort of doing the same thing with this upcoming Halo game. I bet you guys can agree with that as well.
Yeah, I don't think they want to release too much stuff right now, just in case.
Yeah, it's
it makes sense from a certain point of view, but
it can
also
be quite scary too.
It's getting close to its release. Like, it's releasing this year, so we sort of need something, just a bit of gameplay at the very least.
Yeah, so I don't know if any of our audience saw, but last year at E3 2019, sorry, I was going to say 2017 there. 2019, I've just jumped back 3 years, guys. Yeah, E3 2019, we saw the official announcement that it'll be a launch title for the now known as the Series X, but before it was known as the Project Scarlet. So, what are your thoughts on the new console, guys? Personally, I'm looking forward to seeing what this machine can do, what this monster can do, as we've already been saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I've kind of went over to the PlayStation side recently because I feel like there's more exclusives, there's more content for me there. But I don't know, I think if Xbox can actually come out with some good games and they have this powerful console behind it to show it off, I think it actually can compete with PlayStation. But if they're not going to come out with anything new, I'm afraid it's going to be the same console cycle. I'm afraid that's going to be how it is. It's going to be the exact same. Because we know what PlayStation games are going to be coming out. I know this is the Xbox podcast, but we know what sequels are coming out and what new games are going to come out for PlayStation. So I think we need those exclusives. We need more information, and Halo can make or break this console.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I feel the same. It's all good having a powerful console, but if you've got no AAA titles, you're gonna really struggle.
That's a good point in discussion, actually, because Microsoft have come out and said that I'll quote that the Xbox One will be seeing these exclusive titles for at least a year of the release of the new Series X. How do we feel about that?
I'd like a bit more information on why the thought behind this process. I'd love to know why, with waiting this length of time after announcing this mammoth of a console. I'd love to know why they decided to do this. It doesn't really make sense to me personally.
I guess from a brand perspective, Microsoft are going down this route of Xbox being a brand which anyone can pick up and play.
Yeah.
Especially because they've got the Xbox One All Digital, they've got the Xbox One S, they've got the Xbox One X. So no matter what type of gamer you are, you have got an option. And I believe the Series X is a new naming convention, so we might have a Series S, we might have a Series Digital, all with this similar, probably more powerful hardware. Because it seems like Xbox are going to have the stronger console yet again.
Yeah, I agree with that. But it's like I said, I think the focus on the Xbox One was more media side rather than the gaming side. I think
Definitely. Especially when they first brought it out. Hopefully that can change for this one, and they will get a bit more of a focus on the games. Phil Spencer has said that they're looking to work on more single-player games, hopefully to compete with PlayStation, who are sort of dominating that whole genre of game.
That's exactly what they need. I mean,
Yeah.
like stuff, God of War, and Horizon, stuff like that, Spider-Man. They're gonna have to come up with something special.
Oh, yeah,
And that's why I think this Halo, like, I didn't really play Halo 5, but I really think that's why this Halo needs to be something special. I mean, it's pretty much Xbox's biggest game, I'd say.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
think there's anything bigger, and it is a brilliant series from what I've played. I am in love with the old games, but I haven't really played the new ones. But we need Halo Infinite to be something special, to bring people back, to so people can have faith in the console. That's what we need, pretty much.
It's definitely the case. They've got to basically put all their effort into this one to make it the best game they can possibly make it into. Because we've seen over the last few years drastic changes in formulas for certain games, like Assassin's Creed. That became an RPG now. Call of Duty's gone to the more realistic side of things, like Battlefield. So it's I think Halo Infinite's going to be a reinvention of Halo.
Yeah,
it seems
that's
like, again, that's another trend in the industry.
Yeah, it's what everyone's saying as well. They've built an entirely new engine for it to run on, and they're redesigning things, as we can see with the Discover Hope trailer. Master Chief finally looks like Master Chief rather than the abomination he looked like in 4 or 5.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah, but it looks like they're making good progress in bringing back the fans that they would have lost from 4 and 5 when they tried to redesign it. They're bringing it back to Bungie's vision, which is a very good decision.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft have been on the up lately. I mean, at E3 they showed that they acquired the likes of Obsidian and stuff, so we could expect some good games to come out from them. It's just whether or not they're going to be AAA titles.
Yeah, they just need something that's got a good story and no multiplayer.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Spin the song.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a third party
Bring
game,
back-
unfortunately.
Ubisoft.
Yeah,
They can
Ubisoft.
make it exclusive. I wouldn't
The
complain.
old ones used to be exclusive, I think. I might be wrong, but I
I
can't.
think the with timed exclusives, the 360 era was quite interesting because it was a time where games would be a 360 exclusive for about a year, like Bioshock's one that comes to mind, and then it would be ported to the PS3 like a year or so later.
Yeah,
so
well, Tomb Raider started like that, didn't it? Originally it
believe
was
so,
Xbox exclusive.
So I believe if they were going to do that, that'd be kind of doing the Epic Games style of doing things, and I don't think people would be happy about that. But to isolate a franchise such as Assassin's Creed would, I guess, I don't know, or Splinter Cell. I think people will be happy
I know
about
what
that.
you mean. It's just what do they do? Like what can they bring back though? That's the big thing.
Yes, because
I mean,
Xbox, their big namesake is of course Halo. I think
They've had a lot of IPs in the past though that I don't know. I think some people would be happy to see brought back. Like what was it? What was that cat? Was it Blitz the cat or something like that?
Don't remember that one.
It was on the original Xbox. I'm pretty sure it was something like that, and they just abandoned it. Xbox seemed to have a lot of IPs that they just sort of abandoned and left on the original Xbox, but didn't really explore it enough. They could have explored some of them a lot more and maybe made it into something like Halo.
Blitz the cat. I'm really intrigued now.
It's just a name. It's the
I can't remember what was it called? I'm looking it up.
I found Blitz cat. I don't think that's it.
Blitzcat.
Blinks.
Blinks.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Blinks. BLINX. Yeah, that one. I think they did 2 games, and that was it. They just abandoned it.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, I think people liked it. It was a good game. I've seen people before asking for it back, sort of saying, "Why don't Xbox bring this back on modern day consoles?" And they just have such a focus on multiplayer games now.
Yeah.
The industry has definitely, over the last, I would say, 3 years, has definitely started to head in that direction of being heavily focused on multiplayer.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's changed lately, especially you can see with PlayStation a lot. Since the release of like The Last of Us, I think. Well, no, even before The Last of Us, even with like Resident Evil 4, I think games that then have been. You've got all these titles like Metro and obviously Resident Evil, The Last of Us. So I think they're going on that route of going back to single player now to what it used to be. It used to be multiplayer, but now it's shifting, I think.
Yeah, it was like when Destiny and The Division, all that stuff was coming out. Everything had to be multiplayer. Like Assassin's Creed Unity suffered because of that. And I think Xbox is still stuck in that time period.
Yeah, I mean, the announced Hellblade 2, which should be a really good game because the first one was amazing.
Yeah, it looks good as well. It looks near real life, which is insane.
Just imagine when this console's going to be like 8K resolutions.
It's going to be brilliant.
I need to get an 8K television, and it's just too much. It's too much.
It's expensive. That is an expensive investment.
It is primitive technology. It's like if you think about 4K back in 2014, it would have cost around the same as an 8K television does currently. Whereas you can go out now and buy a 4K television. I know we've mostly got an American audience, but this is me being a British person, I guess. About £300, which I'm guessing is about $400 or $350.
Oh wow.
So
yeah, add that on top of the console, which will probably cost like 600.
Sorry, I'm getting notifications through on my Facebook, and it's coming through my desktop, so I do apologise about that.
Push to talk, dude.
I think it's people are gonna think it's about 450 to 500, right? I think I read that a while ago. I don't know if that's like.
That would be nice, especially with the Xbox One when that first came out being 600, 700 pounds.
Is that how much it was?
Yeah, it was something around that, I'm sure. Because I was like, I'm not getting one of those.
I think the PS4 was around 350. Was it 200?
I remember I bought the Xbox One and the PS4 in the same month. I bought them together because I'm that crazy at the same time.
Dedication,
So I don't know. I don't know how much that would have been. That would have been a lot. I don't know what I was thinking.
I got my Xbox One for the Christmas that year, and I believe it was around 450. That came with the Kinect and everything. Because now, of course, the bundles are completely different than they were when the console first came out. Whereas now you can get a console for 250 with one big AAA game like Division 2. You can get it with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. All these amazing games you're getting for a reasonable price. And you can get a console for 150 if you really want to, but the digital version.
Yeah, and you don't want Kinect. Who needs that?
I never even used Kinect. I think I got it, plugged it in, and it was plugged in for about a week, and I just took it out because they were.
It was a
forcing me
cool
to buy
concept.
It was, but
Yeah.
I remember in, I think it was 2009 when they showcased that at E3 when it was still Project Natal and it looked amazing. It looked like the best thing ever. It was like truly the future. And then it came out and we got Star Wars Connect and that Han Solo song.
Yeah.
Devastating.
I think a lot of people are more bothered about the lazy side, like Xbox turn it on and Xbox do this, instead of actually doing it yourself. Because I know that was me. That was definitely me.
Well, that was the thing that they marketed for, though. Like when I said media, that they had this whole connecting of like, oh, you can do this, but still didn't have the game.
Yeah, the Kinect.
Yeah.
It's like VR. It's a cool thing, but it's just not quite there yet.
I'd say VR at the minute's doing better than the Kinect was doing.
Oh, definitely,
for sure,
yeah.
Because we've just received some amazing games like The Walking Dead just got a VR game, which is actually pretty fun from what I've heard.
Better than most Walking Dead games.
Yeah,
that have
like,
come out
you've got the
post
Telltale series, but it's a
Yeah.
game. It's a different kind of game. It's more focused on the narrative, and the narrative is amazing. It's just that the Walking Dead games have literally just been shoot zombies, but it doesn't work properly.
I'll still play them. I know that for sure.
Yeah, if you're a Walking Dead fan like Anton, you'll play anything. Just like if it's a Kingdom Hearts game, I'll play it. Like last night, I played the DLC for that game and it's awful. Just saying.
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah. That's saving me about what, 15, 20 pounds.
£25,
much
my
is it?
friend.
20, yeah, I should have kept going.
Excuse me, sorry.
See, I don't think I wanted to say 25 because it just isn't good. It isn't good for that. Like £25 for that DLC, just no.
No, it's not even out on Xbox yet. It's coming out on Xbox in the next week or so, I believe. So
Save
Xbox
yourself,
players-
viewers. Save yourself.
Yeah, save yourself, fellow viewers. I think it's $30. So
Oh no.
I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game, so...
If you're thinking about buying it, take it from Jamie. If he says it sucks, it sucks.
yeah, as a long-term Kingdom Hearts fan for about 17 years, I've got to say at this point. Yeah, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah,
It would
yeah,
make me
80%
cry.
of that. 80% of that 17 years was waiting for that game to come out.
Yeah, you're
But
not
you're
wrong.
like Spider-Man.
Wait from 2005.
You like Spider-Man 3, so...
Right, now we're bringing in movies into this. I thought.
Is this a movie podcast now?
Yeah, it's turning from Xbox to movies.
Nah, that's
which-
next week.
Yeah, yeah, sure. But yeah, now well, I thought it would be cool to talk about the previous decade of Xbox. I know that's kind of a stereotypical thing people are doing now. It's been covered all over the place on the internet, but we're going to do it anyway. So, what is your biggest Xbox highlight of the last 10 years, starting with Cameron?
Last 10 years.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. 'cause it's a
It
hard
just
choice.
go.
It just
I know what you're
misses
thinking.
out Halo
Yeah,
3.
it just was now Halo 3, which is what I would have talked about. But it just hit Reach.
It does, yeah. It probably would be Reach. Spent a lot of time on that game when that came out, because the multiplayer was just so vast compared to, like, Bungie had been building that multiplayer since Halo 2, and Reach was like the pinnacle of it all. There was just so much to do. Base battles was always a big highlight. Go into Forge World, build a big base, and then have a battle with your mates. It was that we used to spend hours doing that.
Yeah, Halo Reach is a game I have not played. Please don't shoot me, Cameron. I played it
We'll play it.
in 2012, I've got to say, just before I played Halo 4. And I did not like it. I don't know why. I think it's because back then I wasn't as interested in games as I am now. I didn't really see it as an art form. I didn't really see it as...
What?
Who are you? Who were you? I mean, sorry,
yeah,
who were
I
you?
was a dumb 14-year-old, so yeah, I didn't really see the beauty of games. But now, as someone who's spectated Halo Reach and has seen Halo Reach, I now appreciate that game as art, if you know what I mean. It's like, games to me now are completely different to how I saw them 10 years ago. Like, it's my job now,
Yeah.
it's what I want to do, so we can all agree that Halo is definitely one of the most cinematic games out there.
Speak for yourself. No, I I agree. Very much so.
Yeah.
Especially Halo Reach, because they changed so much with the series with that, bringing it to a more grittier setting. You can tell straight away by the color palette used. It's a lot darker, and yeah, just, they really did a good job with it though. Not all games can be successful when they completely change it.
That is 100% true, yeah. It's a risky business nowadays. Completely changing the game can either ruin it or save it in some ways.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's carry on by talking to Anton about his Xbox moment. I know he's more of a PlayStation guy now, but he has played a lot of Xbox.
Yeah, but it means he gets to talk about the Xbox 360.
Exactly, because he played a lot of it.
That is very true. I get to talk about my favorite console of all time, and this is the thing. Going back to what we said before, even though I am a PlayStation player now, Xbox 360 is my favorite console of all time. There's been some amazing games on there. There's been some memories I'll remember forever. I'll cherish. Like Cameron, we just fall past Halo 3. But I guess Reach can kind of fit in with this. What Cameron was saying, you'd be coming home from school or college or whatever, and you'd know your mates would all be online in the party waiting for you. You'd get infected, you get custom maps to play, and I just think it was the best multiplayer experience ever. I think Microsoft did a great job with Halo back then. I'm trying to think of single player games. I mean, there was Dead Space. There was what else was there? It's hard remembering. It's been so long. I'm so old. I'm and a few hidden gems like Dark Sector as well. I'd probably say Halo again. I was gonna not to copy Cameron, but I had to talk about Halo. It was just so good back then.
Series. It is. When you think of Xbox, you just think of Master Chief. You think of Halo. So it's easy to sort of draw yourself to that.
Halo was just so fun. It was just like Xbox was at like its peak. It was absolutely fantastic back then. And then if you asked me like back then, would I ever be a PlayStation gamer? I would have said certainly not. But like as much as I enjoy PlayStation, deep down I do want Microsoft to get back on top of their game. I do want this Xbox Series X to be running some brilliant games. I want them to concentrate on single player. And I think in a few years we could get back to the top and we could challenge PlayStation, because at the moment it's a bit boring with PlayStation just, outselling them and creating such better games. But deep down I do want to see Xbox get a lot better, improve, and how they were 10 years ago.
Exactly. I played a lot of 360. 360 was probably the main console I played during that period of time. That generation was, for me, Xbox 360. And to see Microsoft struggle at the beginning of this generation was a bit hard, considering I was a day one purchaser. I wanted the Xbox One as soon as it was announced. But now I have the utmost respect for Phil Spencer. He has since started to change the way we think about Xbox. Now, Games Pass, that is probably one of the best things any games company has come up with. And now we've seen the likes of Uplay Plus coming out, which is not as good as Games Pass, but it still offers a lot. You've got EA with their EA Access program. It's just things like that. It seems like they have set the standard for what a video game subscription service should be, and that is definitely going to continue in the Series X, I believe.
Hopefully. Sorry, just to reiterate, I should have mentioned Titanfall 1.
Oh.
I remember. I think I'd already. I said I bought them in the same week, but this is what made me actually want the Xbox as well, apart from collecting everything. I think Titanfall was one of those games that made everyone want the console, including me. It was like, oh, what is this? Obviously, we knew Respawn, we knew that being Infinity Ward, we knew they came over and they wanted to develop something different to Call of Duty that was starting to get the same every year. So I think everyone was intrigued. So Titanfall 1 was actually really good at bringing everyone back and want them to pick up Xbox One. But I think that's what we need now on this new console. I think we need, as much as I don't want to talk about, I think we need a console exclusive like Fortnite, like a Fortnite kind of game. Just so we can bring everyone over to Xbox and get those servers filled again, just like back in the Halo days. I think that's what they need, a massive online game like that, just to bring the community together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea, because multiplayer does bring, it starts a community, obviously, so bringing out a new multiplayer title on the Xbox will definitely start to build that community up, which they have been doing, especially since mostly the third-party games, like Call of Duty still obviously got an active fan base, so there's obviously someone out there playing COD on their Xbox, so if they get an exclusive multiplayer title, then we'll definitely see more players hopping onto the Series X train, I guess.
Hopefully.
Right, Matt. What are your thoughts?
For me, it's different because I'm not really. I was back in the day. I played Xbox 360 all the time, but it was never really. I would never really gravitate towards Halo. I played 1, 2, and 3, but the other ones after that I didn't really enjoy.
No,
For
Reach,
me, I
no.
think it was probably Call of Duty. Well, Modern Warfare 2. I spent most of my time playing that, and then obviously I've been a PC gamer for pretty much like the last 10 years, pretty much. So I haven't really got any memory. I've got good memories of playing, like I said, Call of Duty back in the day in the likes of Dark Sector, but that's really it. I've never really enjoyed Gears of War. I liked Halo, but I didn't like the newer ones. Yeah, that's it really.
That's fair enough. Like, we each have our own. I think we've all changed as gamers in the last 10 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, because it's a changing industry all the time. There's like new things. There's always going to be something new to kind of draw us over. Like Anton, you were mentioning how you became a PlayStation gamer because of all these excellent games.
Yeah, I just felt it was warranted more of my time and money. Picking up that console as well. And now I find myself playing that more than I do. Well, I don't have an Xbox anymore, but I will be picking up a Series X at some point. I do want to play whatever they've got coming out because I do believe they can bring something good out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially since Phil Spencer has obviously announced all these studios. Like Obsidian Entertainment, that's probably one of the best investments a company can make, especially after the Outer Worlds and Fallout New Vegas. Just companies like those are definitely a necessity for a company like Microsoft.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I want to see Xbox do well and be competitive again. It's just, like I said, I just wasn't interested at the time.
Yeah, I just think Xbox needs to find that thing that it has over PlayStation again because, well, back in my day, growing up, getting the Xbox 360 and starting to play like Call of Duty and Gears and get into the MLG scene, I think with the Xbox's party chat and being like the big popular console of the PS3, I think that was great for Microsoft because everyone was on Xbox, everyone was playing Call of Duty and all these big AAA games, everyone was doing clan tryouts, you know, you get the message all the time, you'd be changing your name, which you couldn't do on PlayStation 3. I just think Microsoft had a massive edge over PlayStation back then, and now it's kind of, you know, swapped. I just think it needs to find something like that again and adapt to the scene of where we are now. Like, again, like the Fortnites, like Epic Games has found and made pretty much the biggest game ever now. I just think Microsoft needs to find something that it can have over PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly,
just so it can start like evening it out again.
Yeah, Fortnite makes money, that's for sure. That game,
definitely.
Even it's because it's free. I think we could definitely benefit from some free titles on the Xbox Series X. And since they've launched games with gold back on 360, that's like enticed people to play Xbox to get these games, and they can play online as well with their friends. So like lately, some of the titles they've been putting on there have been pretty decent. Like they just added the thing was Lego Star Wars they just added on there. So if you never played that,
Lego Star Wars too.
Hell yeah. That's great. I just think, I think Xbox is doing brilliant with the Game Pass, as you just mentioned, Jamie. I really think they've blew it out the water. It's such a great deal on how many games are on there. That if they could just improve on that, that would be absolutely great. Keep the AAA games coming out with the monthly games instead of like feeding off just like at the end of last year, start this year. PlayStation have done it as well. They've kind of give less AAA games with the free games and kind of put more indie titles in there. I mean, that's not a bad thing. There's some amazing indie games out there. I just think they need to keep the content up to warrant the subscription price. But as I said, I think Game Pass is brilliant. I think the deals are absolutely brilliant. If they keep going that way, that's something they're gonna excel on.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Like as we were saying about Games Pass, it's just phenomenal. Like I've played games that I would not normally buy. Because of money and because it's not really what I would play, but Games Pass has introduced me to some games I just never would have thought about playing, and I've played them and I absolutely love them. I think
definitely.
You guys can definitely agree with that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I've missed out on Outer Worlds. I could have played that straight away if I had my Xbox still, if I had Game Pass, but instead I've missed out on it, and that was a great thing to have because you could have played AAA titles straight away instead of like forking out 40-50 pound. So again, I think that's really amazing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice to have such a large library of games that you can just pick and play, and from all different eras as well. There's original Xbox games on there, which is crazy. Just being not having to worry about buying them, just play them. It's like being able to rent games, which I know some places still do, but
Blockbuster.
this way you don't have to go anywhere. I don't think they still do it anymore.
No.
I know. I just had to mention them. The Holy Ghost of Blockbuster.
Yeah, it used to be a Blockbuster down the road from me, and I used to go all the time with my mum and dad, and I would like rent movies, games. I remember renting Jimmy Neutron for the GameCube.
Oh wow!
I don't know why I'm kind of tied to that game specifically, but it's one of those games I remember actually renting from there. It's really interesting.
And I think I've still got a Metal Gear Solid 3 Substance somewhere in my house because I just never returned it.
Oh wow!
You get on now. You're a bit
That's
late.
illegal.
Your bill that you'll have tallied up right now, you'll owe them like £1 million. That £1 million, you could pay them and get them back into business. You can bring them back, revive their dead corpse.
Yeah, but talking about Game Pass, I played Metro Exodus as soon as it was released on there. It was amazing. Same with Forza. When Forza Horizon 4 came out, I could just pick up and play that. I didn't need to worry about buying it or anything. It was you just pay it. I think I had the trial of the subscription, so I could play it.
Yeah, they always have deals on there as well, don't they? They always have like deals for newcomers and stuff, where you can get Game Pass for like £1, and that's just ridiculous. Because you could just play so many games that month, and it would rack up, and you would have spent like hundreds of pounds if you didn't have Game Pass.
Yeah, I've done that last year, I think. Or what? Last year I've got Wasteland 2 and stuff. It was really good.
And I've just noticed some Bible thumps from Salary Muncher 11. I'm guessing that is about Blockbuster. Rest in peace. Yeah.
No.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was an interesting service. And now Games Pass is essentially like a Netflix for games. That's the sort of description I sort of navigate myself to. It's sort of a Netflix for games.
Perfect. It's exactly it describes it perfectly. It's a monthly subscription, and it allows you to just enjoy all this content. Only
the big
it's
kicker
better.
as well is all the first party games like Halo Infinite. When that launches later this year, it is going to be on there day one. So if you don't want to buy the game, you can play it. But I'm imagining Cameron, as a Halo collector, you'll be picking the game up anyway.
I don't think I could bring myself to not buy that game. Halo Collect comes out.
Yeah, he's told me some stories about some of the Halo stuff.
I have a bit of a shrine back home.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like it shows the respect that you have for a franchise where you just want to support the developers and you want to show love for your favorite game series.
Oh, definitely, especially if it's a good game.
Exactly, and
which I hope this next one will be.
Be lucky you're getting the new one, unlike me.
Yeah, with that.
Well,
Solid.
Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know what the future holds, but Hideo Kojima just came off after Death Stranding. That was an interesting game, but we're not talking about that today. We'll be talking about that next week.
Oh no.
Yeah, some of us don't like Death Stranding. We have some strong feelings towards it. But I personally thought it was okay. It wasn't amazing, but yeah, we'll leave that for another time. Because I'll be here talking about Xbox related stuff, not some stuff that's not to do with this. But yeah, I guess I should probably tell you guys what my favorite Xbox moment was, because I don't think I said it.
I am excited.
You did not, yeah.
You're much excited.
Go right ahead.
So my favorite Xbox experience was in 2012. I know you guys are probably gonna torment me about this, but when Minecraft released on Xbox 360.
Ah, yeah.
And I was in high school. I just started my third year of high school, and I met some friends at the school through Minecraft, and they've become some of my closest friends. Next to you guys, of course. But
Woo!
back then, it was quite a fun concept being able to play online with your friends, because I never really did that before. I was always playing single-player games like Zelda, Mario, things like that. So when Minecraft came out, it was the start of my online gaming experience. Minecraft has just become so popular now, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a phenomenon, really, isn't it? Even today, when they launched that stuff last year about all the new stuff coming to Minecraft, and the amount of players that still play it, like, that's fantastic. Another thing Microsoft had done completely right.
Yeah, like Microsoft now own Minecraft, and it was probably, again, one of the best investments they ever made. And they're not cutting off the PlayStation players either, because there's now crossplay between all versions of Minecraft.
All that love.
Yeah, it's like gaming has now become a community, whereas before it was PlayStation versus Xbox, and then Nintendo was just kind of chilling in the corner. But
Yeah,
but now
definitely calming down a little bit.
it's now like, I don't know if you guys saw last year, Sony and Microsoft were in talks about potentially supporting one another in different ways. Like Microsoft were looking at showing Sony how to do the whole remote play thing, because they're doing Project X Cloud currently, and Sony were offering their cloud storage support, because Sony definitely has a better cloud storage system. Like if you've ever played an Xbox One game, you have that long sync bar that keeps going up and across when you're waiting to play your game.
Yes.
Whereas Sony, you just download the save file and you're good to go, and it takes like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I think these consoles are going to be the last to be on. I think everything after that is going to be cross-play or all on one system.
Yeah,
You
I don't know, because how long has this generation lasted? About 7 years now. And I think if we have another 7 years with the Series X and the PlayStation 5, I could probably see them going all digital afterwards. It will still be a console, but you could only play digitally. The discs won't be a thing anymore. But that kind of saddens me as someone who likes having the physical representation of a game on my shelf. I don't know about you guys, but I do prefer physical media. I just like, kind of like owning the game, because when you buy a digital copy, you just kind of own the license. You don't actually own anything.
Yeah, that's the downfall of picking up games when they're on sale digitally. Like you, I am a huge collector, and I hope within the next 5 years I can build something huge, something I'll be happy with, because I love collecting. Yeah, that's the downfall of getting it on a sale, I guess. It's kind of like 50-50 picking up from the console.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that's great with a physical copy is the box art. Box art is such a it's kind of lost these days because everything's going digital. But there's some really great box arts out there. You can
them steel books. Oh
yeah,
steel books are amazing. Probably one of my favourite steelbooks of all time is the one they did for Devil May Cry 5 earlier last year. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Just with the
I didn't actually manage to get my hands on that, but that was. Oh, I'm so sad that I didn't. But that was fantastic.
Yeah, it's just being able to go out there and purchase a game and feel like you own something, because you got something physical in your hand. You own that now, and that is probably one of the best feelings a gamer can have. They feel like they've just kind of accomplished something in a weird way, because when you build up that collection, you then see it build up over time, and I think that's one of the best feelings ever.
Definitely.
Right, so yeah, Minecraft. So
great game.
Yeah, great game. So now I thought we were going to a bit of what are we currently playing sort of thing. Yeah, if you want to start, Cameron, again. I know I'm just bullying you today by making you go first.
No, that's fine. Everything needs an order. God, what haven't I been playing? Thanks to Xbox Game Pass, this podcast is not sponsored by Xbox Game Pass. I've been able to try out a series I've wanted to for a while now, which is the Metro series.
Yes.
Can we get a whoop?
We can. Starting with Metro 2033, obviously. That's a great game. I've been really enjoying that. I think I'm pretty close to finishing it, and again, thanks to Game Pass, I'll be able to move on to Last Light and then eventually Exodus and get that series done. And then also I made a start on Wolfenstein: The New Order. That's a brilliant game, a lot of fun.
I'm just applauding you as you read these games out.
Thank you.
Anton's person who likes to commend those who play games he really enjoys, isn't that right?
Yeah, it's when they've kind of missed out on them, and then they've heard and they've be like, oh no, I missed out on that, and they've actually went back and still enjoyed them.
Again, Games Pass is brilliant.
Very open to
that. Because
exactly.
Games like Wolfenstein came out in 2014, and it's an amazing game, and now it's on Games Pass, and people can now experience it for the first time. Because games like those are hard to get hold of now, because as time goes on, less copies are out there because people are either buying them or they're getting destroyed or whatever. So to now be able to play games like that is probably a miracle.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
Cam's sitting here with the two biggest Metro fans.
Yeah.
me and Anton, I love that game so much.
Yeah, they definitely do. I remember you saying, Matt, you did it on Ranger Hardcore Metro Exodus, was that right? Or?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it. It took me forever, but I don't know. One of the best games I've ever played.
Get a load of this guy.
But yeah,
I'm gonna change your question a bit there, Jamie. I'm gonna say how much I'm looking forward to Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing coming out on the 20th of March.
Yes.
Couple of great games, completely different.
Yeah, that's.
I'll be. Those will be added to my currently playing once they come out.
Yeah, so that's what you're looking forward to in this coming year.
Most definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to giving Doom Eternal a try and Animal Crossing myself. I played so much with New Leaf on the 3DS. It's going to be a fun experience, that's for sure. And you'll be able to check out our review shortly after the game comes out for both of those. I believe Cameron will probably be reviewing Doom Eternal if he gets time.
Sure, why not? Why not?
I've just kind of assigned him that task on stream, you heard it.
I mean, you are kind of my boss.
Not really.
I will be reading that.
Of course, naturally.
Yes, so, Matt, are you playing anything interesting at the minute?
Not anything Xbox related. I'm playing a lot of Escape from Tarkov, and I've got back in the Elder Scrolls Online. But not really. Like I said, I dabble in Metro every now and again. A little bit of like Shadow of War and stuff, but not really like anything Xbox related.
I remember you saying you've played some Game Pass games on PC, actually, haven't you? Because
I've played Forza. And
State of Decay 2.
Yeah, State of Decay.
Yeah, I've got I forgot about that. Yeah,
We had good times in that.
Metro Exodus, Forza, Wasteland 2, I think it was as well.
Yeah, didn't they announce a new Wasteland game? Was it
I think so. Rings a bell.
Yeah.
Was it E3 last year? Or what was the Game
I think
Awards?
so, yeah.
It was the Game Awards, right?
I think it was E3.
Might have been E3. I just remember seeing that and I was like, oh, that game looks pretty interesting, so yeah.
E3 2019 official trailer. Apparently.
Yeah.
E3 2019, that's awesome. So now I'm going to deflect the same question over to Anton. What are you currently playing, sir?
Well, after exhausting myself out from 4 or 5 days of intense Borderlands 3, I've now gone back to a hidden gem. Well, is it so hidden? Of Dying Light. Playing that 3-player. I'd love to have a 4th. Anyone join? Yeah. Back to those 2015 games. Yeah, just exploring that one. Because I didn't really get to complete it. I bought it on the day, but unfortunately I didn't actually complete it. Going back to that one so I can complete it for the new one coming out, when that does eventually come out, which is now being delayed.
Yeah, I remember reading about that the other day.
But just the parkour zombie, you know me, I love anything zombie related. And the parkour mechanic is just absolutely insane. So I'm just looking to see what they bring out in the second one, what they do to improve on that one. But Dying Light 1, great game, and I can't wait to finish it. I also picked up the DLC, the following, from a sale.
Oh,
You know,
yes,
getting those DLCs together, yeah. So I'm looking forward to. Well, I've got so much to do. I'm kind of taking a bit slow after Borderlands 3 completely like exhausted me.
Yeah, Borderlands 3, it's a great game, but it can take its toll on you. It's a really, it's really intense game. There's a lot going on, a lot of enemies. You can get your motion sick after a while if you're not careful. Mainly because of the art style, it's that unique that when you're moving around the world, it can be a bit odd at times.
Yeah, it still looks beautiful. The cell shaded still holds up. Like obviously they'll update the engine and stuff. It was just nice playing a cell shaded. Excuse me.
Yeah, you were playing Chaos Bane a lot as well, weren't you? Last 3 days.
Yeah. Excuse me, I've lost my voice.
We've got Murray in the chat. Hi Murray, how are you doing?
Oh, hi Carl. I think that's my friend Carl.
Right, so I guess that leaves me now, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm getting lost at this point. So yes.
Come on, tell us about your Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I've been on a little Assassin's Creed binge at the minute. So yeah, I've been playing Assassin's Creed 3. You probably read. Well, you haven't read it yet. I kind of spoiled what's coming out.
No.
Spoilers, but sometime this week an Assassin's Creed 3 retrospective will be going up on the website. I've written that after playing, I think I played about 10 hours of Assassin's Creed 3 in the last couple of weeks. I've been taking it a bit slow. Not gaming as much because of other things, but yeah, like after a long day, I just sit down, play some Assassin's Creed 3, just completed, I believe, DNA Sequence 7, I believe, or 6, can't quite remember.
Really underrated game.
Really underrated game. I mentioned that in my retrospective, that when Assassin's Creed 3 came out, it's probably one of the most hated games of 2012, mainly because it kind of ditched the charming characters of Assassin's Creed 2, because everyone can agree that Ezio is probably one of the most likable Assassin's Creed characters
He's
of
a
all
cool
time.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, he's. Oh, apparently I'm super quiet.
See, for me, it's Altair. I love Altair. I love that first Assassin's Creed now as well.
Yeah, I knew that comment was coming. I was like, I was on about. Sorry, when you said Murray and you thought it was Carl, I knew which Murray it was, and I know that's my friend Murray. I know that he hates Assassin's Creed 3. So as soon as you started talking about it, I was just waiting for this comment.
There we go, that should be a bit better. Yeah, so Bubbles, is that better? Can you hear me now?
Gotta wait for that delay to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know how long the delay is. I think it's like 15-20 seconds.
I remember Carl not liking it in college.
Not much better. Alright, shall we ditch the music, guys? Are we opposed to
that? That's up to the viewers, I think.
Do you want me to get rid of the music?
They are the ones listening.
Yeah. I can get rid of the music, or I can turn the... no, it's fine, Bubbles, don't worry.
Yeah, we need that feedback.
Open your lungs, Bubs. I say no music is fine. Right, we'll get rid of the music. Because it's actually on really low volume.
Oh, really? Oh no, what's wrong? What have you done? That's my headset. What have you done with it? You broke it.
No, I haven't done it. No. Right, there we go. The music is off. Right, let's...
Does everyone else sound alright?
Yeah, this is our first podcast, so...
yeah, feedback is
yeah, it's appreciated. We're just learning technical aspect of things. This is our first stream that we've done.
Just to push to talk might be better.
Everyone else is
Yeah,
fine.
we
You
could-
guys are doing great. It's just me.
Don't worry, we can look back on this podcast in like 400 episodes time and be like, "Ha, we suck."
That's better. All right. Yeah, I think it's because the my mic is on a separate audio channel and yours is coming through my desktop's audio, so it's probably why.
Did you turn up the wrong thing?
Yeah, so I have to mess around with the audio mixer to try and get the optimal setting. But yeah, Assassin's Creed 3, as Maurice has pointed out, apparently he doesn't like it. I am sorry, but Assassin's Creed 3 is my favourite game in the series. Yes, I've just said that. I'm probably going to get assassinated myself. But
No,
Assassin's Creed 3...
don't worry, he won't kill you. He's a massive Kingdom Hearts fan as well. He's doing it on Critical right now, so you guys would have a lot in common.
Yeah.
He won't kill you. He won't assassinate you. Don't worry. I don't think so anyway.
But yeah,
I will.
Assassin's Creed 3, really underrated game. And yeah, I'm just playing that currently. I'm gonna probably go on to Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Assassin's Creed 4. So look at that incorrect timp. Right, guys. I'll let someone else talk before I get killed. What are you guys?
Assassin's Creed 2.
Assassin's Creed 2, yes. Assassin's Creed 2. Let's just talk about Assassin's Creed. Right, no.
You can talk forever.
Syndicate is
Yeah.
great, yeah. Syndicate's really good.
Oh yes, Syndicate's brilliant.
The environment in that game.
Greatest
is just,
city in the world.
That's because you are from that general area, so.
But Blackpool?
Blackpool,
Assassin's Creed Blackpool, yeah. No, I don't actually believe that London is the best city in the world.
Acceptable opinion, Cameron, that is.
It's
Wait, you do believe that, or you don't believe that?
I do not.
Oh,
London
good.
is
Good.
it's cool. I love going to London, but it's not great. It's a
What did you say was your second favorite city, Cam?
Apparently, Syndicate is not an acceptable
Newcastle.
opinion.
Yes, it is.
I still don't know if I've been to London yet. Like, I know I have, but like, does it count? Because when we
you
went to
went-
EGX,
Yeah,
when we went EGX Res in Tobacco Dock, does that count as?
yeah.
I mean,
you were in London.
You've been to London, yeah, but
I mean, I have experienced the goddamn prices, the distortion of it. Like, oh, it's awful.
Yeah, the prices.
I think- to really have experienced London, I think you'd need to have been on the London Underground. That is a true London experience for you there.
Which
While
I've
singing
done.
the song.
Well, yes, while singing the song.
And if you don't, then you haven't been. Like, it doesn't count. You need
Yeah.
to sing the song while you're down there, and everyone needs to join in. Who is also on the underground?
I don't know if you'd get much people participating in that.
I 100%
I'll-
agree with
I'll-
Bubbles. I am not a fan of the Underground. I
Oh
experienced
no,
it
it's easy.
in October. You guys may have read my Pokemon Center experience. The Underground is probably one of the worst parts about that place, personally. It was just a weird time, man. It's confusing. It can be expensive sometimes. If you want to get to certain parts of London, it's just expensive. It's an expensive place, like Anton was saying.
Yeah, I was about to say, Bubbles. I was about to say, do you think New York's worse?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've not been to New York. One of my friends has been, and he has said that the subway in New York is pretty bad. Apparently, the Japanese
going
one's
through that in
good,
GTA 4 made me not want to do it in real life. So
The best one was in the Getaway. Remember the old PlayStation when you used to we would have a map of London because there was a tank in Westminster Abbey, I think it was. Like go all the way around. It was mint.
Yeah. So now we've talked about subway stations. An
An important topic.
important topic indeed.
very
We'll be introducing a new segment every week about transportation.
trains. Yay.
But trains. But yeah, we can definitely do that if viewers are more interested in that sort of thing. But yeah, Elite Series 2. Me and Cameron have been messing around with the Elite 2 controller for the last couple of months
Indeed.
or so. Planes, Trains, and Video Games. You're
Oh
welcome.
my god, that's a brilliant name. I think we just
Yeah, that's fantastic.
that is a brilliant name for the podcast.
Next week's fair.
Do you need a job, Bubbles? Do you want to join the
10 out of
join
10.
the podcast?
Oh, this is awesome. But yeah, me and Cameron have been messing around with the Elite Series 2. Cameron, what are your thoughts on the controller so far?
It's brilliant. It is a it is a fantastic controller. All the modular pieces and like the customization you can do with it is amazing for what it is. It's a controller, and you can take all this stuff off it. It's brilliant, and the customization within the Xbox Accessories app as well is really extensive. There are words on there. I don't know what those words mean, and I'm trying to like do these settings, and I don't know what it does. So I think that's a very good sign that it's very in depth, and if you know what you're doing, you could really make that controller into quite the weapon.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the games that I have played with the Elite Series 2 have been first-person shooters, but I've also played games like Jedi Fallen Order, Forza Horizon's a game I tried. There are certain settings you can use that make it good for racing games, but I've seen the most difference playing first-person shooters with those hair trigger locks and the sensitivity of my thumbsticks.
That's where it really excels, is in first-person shooters. I've not personally tried a racing game myself yet. Somehow.
I do recommend giving Forza Horizon 4 a test run.
Yeah, I intend on it. I need to get back into that game, actually.
It's amazing.
It is.
You guys are making me miss the Xbox controller. Just the normal one. I just miss that thing that was built for normal hands, not the tiny ones on PlayStation.
What, you
Damn,
mean like the huge one of the original Xbox?
No,
Duke.
Oh, you mean the 360 one?
Well, if we're talking about that king, then yeah, but no. Well, the 360 one was great as well. No, the Xbox One felt like the Xbox One controller was the perfect controller. I haven't managed to hold any Elite controllers or whatever, but Jamie, I will be coming to do it now since you've mentioned this.
Right now.
Come
on up.
Right. I'm gonna come upstairs. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anton is going to steal my controller and touch it. That is a quote from Anton Wilson. It is the 4th of February 2020. That is a quote that will be put down in history. I'm going to touch your controller.
And it really will happen.
It will happen.
It will.
He's not lying. It's going to happen later today. So yeah, the Elite 2 controller is just perfection. It's the best controller that I've ever used, and I've played a bunch of consoles. Before it was the GameCube controller of all things. That was my favourite pad to actually use. I sound like a Smash Melee player, which at the time I was, I guess.
You are, aren't you?
At the time, back in 2004 or whatsoever, yeah. But I haven't played Melee for like
Good times.
8 years now.
Yeah, it's really testament to Microsoft's amazing controller design that Nintendo have followed what they did. Like the Nintendo, all the Switch controllers now they follow the same layout as an Xbox One controller, and it just really goes to show you that they've got the best controller at the moment.
Oh, that is definitely true. Nintendo have, I think, with the Wii, motion controls were great and all, but everyone sort of wanted that traditional console experience on the Nintendo console. And with the Wii U, they did that with the Pro Controller, but I don't know if any of you played on a Wii U, but when I got my Pro Controller for the Wii U, the left analog stick would always drift all the time, but it wasn't until the Switch where they've truly refined that controller design with the Switch. Like, the Pro Controller for the Switch is amazing.
That sounds like my normal the PlayStation controls as well. Like the analog sticks just destroy straight away.
Yeah,
Like I find myself standing still on like an FPS game, and I'll come back and like my character will be against a wall, like moving. And my friends will be like, "Oh, have you lagged out?" And I'm like, "Nope, actually, it's just the controller."
Yeah, my Switch is doing that lately. I don't know why, but
Yeah, the Joy-Con drift is a common issue. But Nintendo have said if it's still in warranty, they are fixing them for free. So if you do have a Switch and it hasn't been long, they'll fix it for you.
I mean, it'd be better if it just didn't happen at all.
Yeah,
that
from
would-
what I've
that would
heard,
be better.
since the release of the purple and orange and yellow and blue Joy-Cons, they have since improved the quality of them. Because I've heard
good.
less reports from those Joy-Cons actually going faulty.
Yeah.
As you know, I've got a set of those myself, and I have not experienced any sort of
yeah.
drift.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Yeah,
I
Cameron
want them
really
so bad.
wants a set of these amazing controllers.
They are beautiful looking little rectangles.
Beautiful little rectangles.
The best I've ever seen, as a matter of fact.
That's awesome. But I think we should start doing a little wrap up now, guys. What do you think? Start the last segment of today's podcast.
Yeah,
No,
when did we start?
I
Is
think
it over already?
No, we've got a little bit more to. We got some salt
Yes, very
emotes in the chat.
salty. Celery muncher.
But yeah, I think we should just talk about our predictions for 2020. What's coming up for Xbox, what we want to see,
yeah.
what we are kind of worried about. So yeah, let's go, Cameron. Picking on you again.
Yeah. Well, I'm predicting that the Series X, when it comes out, it'll do better than the Xbox One, but I don't think it's gonna like do really, really well as soon as it comes out. Like for example, the Switch did. It's not gonna be breaking any records at all. But I think that they will have definitely learnt from their Xbox One reveal and release, because that was terrible. So it will definitely do better than that. But I am worried about how Halo Infinite is going to turn out. I'm hoping it will be the Halo game to beat all Halo games. But as we touched on before, all this silence is a little bit unnerving. But hey, it might end up for the better. Only time will tell.
What will it be for you if this game is a letdown? What will you buy the next one, or
I don't know
Well,
if there
you've
will
lost
be
too
a
much
next
faith.
one, to be honest.
To be honest, if Halo
this
doesn't do well, it could destroy Xbox.
It
Like,
could,
that's
and it
my
would
opinion.
definitely destroy Halo. Halo's in a bad place at the moment, and it's getting better with them releasing the Master Chief Collection for PC, and Infinite is looking promising so far. But if it bombs, then I don't think there would even be a new Halo game, because it would just destroy the series.
Yeah, it's the waiting game at this point. We just got to see what they come out with. Like Xbox, like I was saying earlier in the stream, they have started to go in a better direction ever since Phil Spencer took over. I think he took over in
Oh, for sure,
2015,
yeah.
was it? Ever since he's
yeah.
taken over, it's just started to become probably one of the best places to game on, except for single player experiences. Personally, I use my Xbox for multiplayer games, like Call of Duty, Battlefield, stuff like that. But
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I definitely agree with what you're saying. If Halo Infinite is a letdown, then it's probably going to cause a lot of issues for
it won't be
Microsoft.
good. It won't be good at all.
Yeah, all I want is for this game to be good and for them to continue delivering a high quality Halo experience for many years to come.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that is the dream. Anton, how about you? What are we thinking?
I don't know. Again, going back to what Cameron said, basically, he doesn't know, because I still don't understand the whole not bringing out the consoles, the exclusives for a year. I think if they kind of launched it with something like really good, like I remember the cancelled Scalebound game, if anyone remembers that.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
that was such a disappointing announcement.
I mean, that was probably the other game that I wanted Xbox for, other than Titanfall 1. Because what was it? That was like a hack and slash kind of thing with a dragon, and the main character had like these earphones on, and it just looked kind of like Dante a little bit. But I think they should bring back. They should have some surprises to launch. They should. They should bring back some hopefully cancelled games, just to get you excited to buy the console. But at the minute, I don't understand their backing behind it. They're thinking. I really don't see it doing well for the first year until we get Halo. As Cameron said, if that's a letdown, then I don't know, because as Matt said, this could make or break Xbox. I don't see them getting back from here if Halo is a letdown. I think Sony will just continue to dominate, and there'll be no competition by the end.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. It's gonna, if they shoot themselves in the foot, for example, it's just gonna, yeah. So Sony then definitely gonna win this generation. There's gonna be probably one of the most competitive generations that we've seen so far, because games have gotten to the point now where they're just so realistic now. So it's just we gotta wait and see.
Well, you'd think they'd have something special up the sleeves, but I just can't think of anything off the top of my head, like out of what they said recently, out of what's kind of been announced.
Yeah. I think with these new studios, they're definitely going to focus on bringing us some excellent games. I can only trust that Obsidian have got something called they're working on. They've got Ninja Theory obviously making Hellblade 2. It's just we need to see more of these games that are coming. Probably, hopefully, at this E3. E3 2020 is probably going to be the console selling pitch for most people. They've got to really show this console. They've got to give us a price. They've got to basically give us all the information we need to know, ready for a holiday release date later this year.
If I'm honest, they need to make E3 good again as well. I don't think it's realistically, it hasn't really been a good E3 for 2016, 2017. It was one of them.
2016 was probably the best E3 we've had in a long time.
And then with like Sony dropping out yet again, or saying they're not going to be there, like some people last year when they heard that Sony weren't going to be there, they were like, "Oh, well, why aren't they there? What are they doing? Shoot themselves in the foot." But now look at what they did.
Yeah, what Sony are going to do, they're going to do what Nintendo are doing, essentially, with their events throughout the year. Because Nintendo like to do the Nintendo Direct streams, as you know, they like to do a very hands-off approach to how they do things. So I feel like this is going off on a limb here, but I think in the next 3 months we're going to see news on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah, well, you'd expect it, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
it makes sense.
February, but I'm not sure.
So if they get an early announcement out for the PS5, they are really getting an advantage. If they give us the release date before Microsoft do, we'll know more about the console, and then we'll probably be leaning towards the PS5 even more.
Microsoft would be sweating a bit if they did that, because they may not even have a release date yet. So then they'd be rushing to try and get it to come out at a similar time, if not before the PS5.
Exactly, but on the other side of the coin, Microsoft could use this to their advantage and release it with a better price point, and also release it at a better time window.
It's very true. It's very true.
Like, I don't know if you guys remember the whole PS3 price disaster back in 2005 or 2006, where they announced it was going to be like really expensive. Yeah,
it was like 600 quid, or something like that. I remember that.
Yeah, and then Microsoft were like, we've got this more affordable console, you should come over to us, and Nintendo were the exact same. So I've got a feeling that this new console for the Xbox is gonna, if the PlayStation 5 gets announced before more details of the X comes out, it's gonna probably be used to their advantage.
The funny thing was though, I'm pretty sure it's swapped. Like I'm pretty sure the Xbox One was about 400 quid, and then the PlayStation was about 200. The PS4.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
PS4 was cheaper. Ironically.
Yeah.
Both didn't really impact me personally at all on launch. None of the games seemed interesting really. There was Rise Son of Rome, I guess, on the Xbox One, and on the PS5 you had Killzone, but
Yeah, Shadowfall.
yeah, Shadowfall, yeah, but still, it's nowhere near as good as when the 360 originally came out with Halo 3. The PS3, can't remember what that launched with because it's that long ago. I don't know if you remember, Anton.
Here's.
Yeah.
Was it?
Did Infamous
hey.
come out as a launch title?
It would have been Infamous. I think Infamous won.
Was it Resistance? I think.
I remember Resistance actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, wasn't it?
Resistance. Yeah, Resistance 3 because that's the only one I've played because it was on PS3. Here's. I don't know if it was a launch, but I know it came out early in its lifespan.
It wasn't until the following year of the PS3 being out where the game started to become more impactful. Like Uncharted, amazing game. Naughty Dog kind of removed themselves from the platforming genre. They did Jak and Daxter, they did Crash Bandicoot, and then they bring out this cinematic masterpiece which has now become one of the best game series of all time. So launch titles are the key here. This is what's going to sell these consoles, and knowing what launch titles are available sooner rather than later will mean both companies can then use that to their advantage.
Yeah, I remember having Call of Duty 3, I think, was the launch title I got with my PS3. I got that.
That was early. That was really early.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that was online only as well, so it was pretty bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
What the Call of Duty 3 was online only?
I think so. Yeah.
No.
I'm
Sure
it
had a campaign.
Yeah.
It had a campaign. I remember it. It was a really good game. It was really funny online as well, because you could have like a friend in a sidecar.
I think.
Yeah, it's
Good times on that game.
we can only hope that this generation's going to be as good as the last. Like we've spoken a lot about Halo, how that's going to be the most important title for this console as of now, currently. But yeah, I think that this is going to be a good year for every company out there.
Yeah, new decade. I'm excited to see what's on the horizon.
Yeah, I'm excited for this year. I'm very optimistic that Halo's going to be a great game. Like Cameron was saying, if it isn't, then, well, Xbox can kiss their future goodbye.
No, I disagree. To be honest, I think PlayStation are going to still win it this year. It's all down on Halo, to be honest. If Halo does well, I think the Xbox will do well, but I just don't see them doing anything else. Like, what else have they got? I think indies will do well. With all the companies they've bought with indies, I think they'll do well, but you just can't compete with.
Do you think they've bought and invested too much into indie? Do you think that's their downfall? Or
I don't know, because up and coming, those companies might make amazing AAA games, but at the moment, they're not going to be.
I mean, they've paved the way for some brilliant indie studios to make some brilliant games, but yeah, I think you're right, Anton. They have gone into indie a bit too much. They've just focused on that, and then sort of left AAA on the side, and they've suffered because of that.
Yeah, they've gave a lot of opportunities, but as Matt was saying, it could be too late by the time they eventually make those AAA games.
Yeah, could be.
I agree with what you're saying, but what else could they have done? They couldn't go and buy AAA games because they're just. I think people would prefer Sony, to be honest.
I think
the only thing they can do is buy out indie games.
Well, going back to what I said before, just bringing back some cancelled games. Scalebound again. Say if they pick that up again, was like, oh yeah, this is coming back out. I know I've been on a few threads, I've read it. A lot of people will be like, oh, okay, They're bringing back some good games on this new console. What else are they going to be doing? They just need something like that.
Yeah, if they brought Scalebound back, that'll be huge.
Yeah, I mean, I'll buy the console. Definitely buy it.
Because that game, when that was announced, that was probably was that E3 2015?
It was very early, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might have been earlier.
It might have been 2014 actually. Yeah, when that was announced.
Yeah.
Platinum Games make some amazing titles. They've made Nier Automata. They've made.
Did they make Sunset Overdrive, or was that someone else?
No, that was Insomniac.
That was Insomniac. Yeah, that's it.
But Platinum also did Bayonetta, which is fantastic. So if they bring back Scalebound, then that's just going to be massive. That's a big win for Microsoft. Yeah,
Scalebound, like RPGs are my kind of thing. Hack and slash. When I first seen Scalebound, it reminded me of I don't know if I'm butchering the name, but there was a PS2 series called Drakan. I used to play the second game where you had a dragon. You were a woman called Rin, and she had a dragon that talked to you. And it's just one of my favorite games. And as soon as I seen Scalebound trailer, I was like, this is pretty much the next thing. And I just felt so good. And I was like, I can't wait for this. And as soon as I seen that it was cancelled, I was like, why am I invested in this console as much?
It was heartbreaking.
And I made the switch.
Xbox fans. It was probably during one of the worst periods of time for Xbox. That was. It was more of the transitional period of time, because that was before Phil Spencer. That was before all this new Games Pass service and things like that. So, yeah.
To be honest, what do you guys actually think? Like, if Halo doesn't sell well, what do you think could happen with Xbox? Do you think this will be the downfall, or do you think they'll?
Yeah, I think as I was saying, I don't think they have anything up their sleeves that's good enough to, warrant Halo being bad, because they're relying heavily on Halo. I think Gears has fallen off a little bit. Gears and Halo were huge. Halo's always been bigger than Gears, but I think they were both big contenders back on the 360. But I think Gears has kind of fell off compared to Halo. They're kind of just relying on Halo now, and I already think that's ridiculous. I think that's really bad. I don't know how they're going to pick it up from here. So I think it. I'm just reading Mary's comment in the chat.
Yeah,
he knows me.
It's weird though, because sometimes you need to let games have air, and like I don't really think Xbox can let Halo take a break because they've got nothing else that can hold the console, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, what was Halo 5? Was it 2016?
2015.
15.
Yeah, it was.
It's been that long.
Yeah.
So we've got 5 years? So like we can't. I don't think they could afford another 5 years to make a Halo.
Yeah, so it better be good, because I know they've been working on it a while now. What with creating a whole new engine for it and stuff like that. So it'll be their saving grace.
I mean, if you think about it, if they make another Halo within like 5 years' time, that'll already be so far through this console span.
Yeah.
And like we don't know what's going to happen with the next one, but no one will buy the next Xbox if Halo just doesn't help it out at all.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Sony have got. I'm saving it for the Sony podcast. Don't worry. But I think Sony have just invested correctly. They've done everything right. There's some things they can improve on, but honestly, buying these studios and making these exclusive games, I think they've done everything right. And I literally don't see any competition anymore.
They knew there was a gap with what Xbox didn't take, and they went and bought them, which is what they should.
I mean, God of War. If you take some of the exclusives away, even like God of War Horizon alone, like or Spider-Man.
I mean, even like they brought out The Last of Us Remastered, and that was like amazing. I'm pretty sure I don't really play like indie games, but there's indie games that you've played that you've loved.
Oh yeah.
That could still like sell a PlayStation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I literally don't think Xbox is, like I said, with these upcoming indie games, I'm a bit different, but I just don't think Xbox has got anything just that can hold, that can like keep it selling and stuff.
Yeah, I've wrote about this a few times. It's like PlayStation. They could, like, they've announced backwards compatibility for the PS4, but even to distance themselves even more, to give themselves something else, they could go further backwards compatible and bring some more stuff back. Because you were saying about The Last of Us there, like I didn't have a PS3. I had no interest in the PS3. I bought a PS4, and the first game I bought on it was Last of Us and ever since then, I've been so excited for the second one, and we're finally like 3 months away.
Yeah, currently, I'm hoping it doesn't get delayed, but games like Last of Us, I think, are going to be seen on the PlayStation 5, mainly because it's coming out so late in this console's life cycle that if Sony or Microsoft, for example, see any benefit in making an upgraded version for the new hardware, then I think that's a trend we'll see. Like Cyberpunk 2077, I think is just going to come out on both consoles.
I was about to say, I can't believe we haven't talked about that already. But
we've gone an hour and a half nearly without talking about Cyberpunk 2077. Which
if the Xbox Series X is actually more powerful than the PlayStation 5, Cyberpunk will shine not massively, not more than PS5 a lot, but just I think Cyberpunk will help if the Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PS5.
Because if we look back at the Xbox One and PS4, they had games like Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, Assassin's Creed 4 releasing on that platform on launch. So I think we'll see Cyberpunk on launch, we'll see Last of Us on launch, games that are already out. By the time this console comes out, they're going to have a bunch of games that have been upgraded to meet the standards of this new hardware. So we'll see how that goes, but they have said about both being backwards compatible. So if the upgrades aren't worth it, they might not do that. They might just say, play this game on here, it will look better.
I think Xbox need to back on 360 when I was playing Call of Duty, they had the whole thing of getting map packs first.
Yes.
They had that, and then like somehow as soon as I switched over PlayStation were like, oh yeah, we have this content first. I think this is another thing Microsoft need to invest in. They need to have some content on more than one game first before PlayStation.
Yeah, because
people are like, oh yeah.
Yeah, we see all these games now with the little PlayStation logo on saying, get access to all this content only on PlayStation. Like all the Ubisoft games pretty much do that now.
And I mean,
like you always get bonus missions, don't you? You get on Far Cry 5, you got an extra hour's worth of content, I believe. So it's just things like that you need on the Xbox.
Back in the day, Ubisoft used to be huge on Xbox, so it's really changed now.
I just think the climate has changed since those days.
The Xbox is not really the place to be anymore. It is PlayStation. So all the devs have gone over. They've gravitated more towards PlayStation.
Going back to what we were saying about the content, I think even though it's just one game, I know Jamie mentioned a few Ubisoft titles and things, but I know it's only one game. But the fact that PlayStation has the Call of Duty content, I mean, we know it's still massive. It's still getting so many players. And the fact that they're like, oh yeah, we'll get these backpacks. We're getting the whole thing with the Battle Pass being implemented now. That keeps people playing for longer. So if you get Call of Duty, you get the Battle Pass. And you're like, oh, this content's coming out first on PlayStation. I'm obviously going to get on here first because I don't want to wait a month. So I think Microsoft need to do something about that. They need to get some things first and make PlayStation users wait, just so it balances it a bit more. But at the moment, I don't really see Xbox doing anything about it.
I still don't think that'll make people buy Xboxes. Or I understand where you're coming from. I think it's a good idea. But
if you think about some of these gamers who just have a 9 to 5, they don't get much. They have a family. They don't get much time to play games, and they just want to come in, play some FIFA, some Call of Duty, those kind of games. If there's people like that, and they're like, "Oh, I just want to get my Call of Duty content," then they're obviously going to pick up the console that has that first. So I think there's a lot of people like that that applies to.
Yeah, I understand from that way. It's just I just don't know what they could do, to be honest. Just trying to talk about it's just so hard. I mean, because for me, it's like, well, I don't think I'll even buy a Series X because I've got my PC. But I mean, that's just me personally. But
that's to be fair, that's PC gamers,
because I can play most of that stuff on Game Pass on the PC as well. So
it's just Halo's going to be on there as well. It's going to be a PC game as well. So
that's another potential issue for Microsoft looking forward, or it could not be if Xbox ends up dying then they've always got PC to just release all their games on.
Yeah, exactly. Personally, Xbox is now becoming a brand. It's just they're calling the new Xbox the Xbox Series X, so you know they are going more down Xbox's brand. Like any sort of product you buy, say, Wright's Pies. That's a bad example, but yeah, you know what I mean, don't you? When I say it's a brand, you're going to gravitate towards Xbox as more of a brand now, not just another games console.
Yeah, I think the one thing Xbox has going for it is live. Like, obviously back in the Xbox 360 days, live was amazing. And I haven't really played an Xbox One for a while, but last time I did play, the UI was horrible. So then I mean the PlayStation One isn't much better, but I still think live's the best service I've got.
Yeah. Well, it's gone through a lot of UI changes, a lot of them.
It's gone through the most UI changes.
Well, that's what I think Xbox has most over PlayStation right now for me. Going up on the 360 and just seeing those old dashboards, they just look so nice. But the thing with the PlayStation is it just looks so bland. But obviously they don't really care about that. But with the PS5, I'm hoping, and these new consoles, I'm hoping the UI is a lot better.
Yeah,
but that was the thing. That was the thing for PS4 though. Like their whole thing was just games. They didn't want a fancy UI or anything. They were like, you can play your games on this console and they'll look good. Oh,
true, but true, but with the whole like the fact that you can get dynamic themes and that on now, you can import them from USB. They are improving it. I just think if they added a little bit more just to compete with Xbox on that side, but again, that's what I think Xbox holds over PlayStation for me. Just a nice looking console.
I know what you mean, but how much of that becomes a media system at the end of the day?
Yeah, true. That is what they said it was.
I'd just like to point
what
out
Xbox needs is...
Oh, sorry, Karen.
Sorry, go on.
No, Karen, sorry.
Yeah. What Xbox needs is a way to make it so you can choose to have a past dashboard. So on your Xbox Series X, if you really wanted to, you could have the original 2001 Xbox dashboard. I don't know how they would make that work, but that would be a major selling point for me. I don't know about anyone else.
Yeah, I'd never change it.
I would have it for the Xbox 360, one of the original dashboards they had.
The first dashboard for the 360?
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
It was like the first or second. It was one of the earlier ones, that's for sure.
Yeah. At that time, there was just so many good dashboards. You were like, oh, I like what I have now, but I wonder what they're going to do next. And then it just came out, and it was like really nice to look at.
Yeah.
An option to do that would be brilliant. It would it'll give you more customization of your own console. You would be able to decide where things are, and
like, I think Xbox does need that. Like, especially as PlayStation, seeing the amount of themes and stuff you guys have, and it changes all the sound effects and plays music. That's so cool. Whereas on my Xbox, all I can do is I can like save a picture, put it on a USB, and then set it as my background. But that's it.
See, for me, I'd even go the route of like Xbox just having a PlayStation UI and just making it as bare bones as you can. But as long as I've got the games, I'd be happy. And then you can just work on the UI from there and stuff. Because it's just you can have all the best UI in the world, but if you don't have the games.
Talking about this is making me. You'll know this, Cameron. Back in the days of like Gears 1 and 2. When Xbox had that amazing dashboard, and they kind of made the profile picture look a little bit bigger, and everyone had. Do you remember Seriously, where it was like Marcus in flames? Everyone had it on.
Yes.
I had that on, and every time I started my console up, and I just went to the sign-in screen, and I just seen like you got your what was it the gamer zone. You had like what was it recreation and stuff like that, and you just seen like Seriously, you were just like you had Gears in the disc tray ready to pop. I was like, damn! It's making me miss all the good times.
I don't even remember what my old picture was.
Honestly, I think I had about 12 people on my friends list who all had that picture on because everyone was just like Gears of War. And it was back when that was like MLG as well. God, I'm just getting so nostalgic right now.
You'll never get over MLG days, will you?
Yeah, nostalgia is a great feeling to have, but. Yeah, all we can really hope is that Xbox just continue to get better and better as time goes on, because they have proven to themselves that they can do better than what was originally promised with the Xbox One. Because remember the whole you can't play your pre-owned games thing? That was controversial.
Yeah.
Well, originally when the Xbox One was released, it was made as an online-only system, and then they changed
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Making a console online only is just removing so many consumers from wanting to buy one. Like, I know a lot of people just don't have the internet and they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a problem as such anymore because most people do have it, but there are people that don't have access to these sort of things. So it's just kind of cutting off. It was
a silly decision. Yeah. They changed it quickly, but I just don't know why they would think that would work. To be honest.
Yeah, it's something that's got to be thought about with this new console. I don't think they're going to announce any controversial sort of features this time around, but if they do, then that's kind of going to cause a bit more controversy for this console as well. I don't think they need that at this point in time.
Rest in peace, Xbox.
We should see soon, hopefully. Like I said, I want Xbox to do well because I've had so many great memories with the 360 and the original Xbox, but they're going to have to do something amazing to take people over from the place.
It hurts me to see that happen. To be honest, like as I said, Xbox 360 is the best console in the world. I don't know, it's just seeing what's happened now. It's just Wii U.
Wii U is the best game ever.
That was a great game.
Well, it was really fun.
Yeah, it's the industry is changing. We gotta prepare for the inevitable future of a online digital marketplace. But for the time being, I think we should just move forward with optimism, because I think they're gonna make this one of the most accessible consoles ever made. That's the hope, anyway.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have been talking for nearly 2 hours. So, are there any final words from my co-host tonight?
No, we just chat. We chat so much. I knew we chatted a lot, but I didn't know it was this much. But yeah, thank you guys for listening and checking out the stream.
Yeah,
we're doing this weekly.
Yeah, we're going to probably do this every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. British Standard Time. For you American folks, that is 12 p.m. Pacific Standard. I believe it's 2 p.m. Central Time and 3 p.m. Eastern. So, oh hi Rosie, you're about to. Oh, it's that hey guys thing. I don't know if you were saying hello or goodbye. That emote confuses me so much because it's like hello. So hello if you were saying hello, bye if you were saying bye. Posting it again.
What does it mean?
What does it mean?
I'm going to end every podcast the same every week. I'm just going to say bring back my.
Oh, it's hey guys.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Didn't
know that sends an emote. Yeah, that happens on Twitch. Yeah, you'll type in if you type in lol, I believe it. Yeah, if you type in lol, it does that. Been here the whole time. That's no problem.
That. What have we got planned for next week then?
So next week we'll be doing the PlayStation episode. So stay tuned for that. No. We'll have Anton, Cameron, myself, and Matt back again for the next episode.
It's gonna be me talking about Last of Us for like 2 hours.
Yeah. And then me talking about Last of Us for 2 hours. It's going to be about 6 hours of content.
It's going to be about 8 hours next week.
Are we talking about Gran Turismo 1 and 2? Because that's all I got.
Juice 2. I forgot to mention that name. Xbox 360. Juice 2.
Brilliant game.
Rosie's showing the love now.
Yeah, just
thank you very much.
I told her to behave, so.
Should we let anyone know what's expected on the site this week, or should we surprise them with the articles?
So
Since you've already spilled the beans on one of them.
yeah, I spilled the beans on my own article, which seemed to be seemed to generate a result of criticism about Assassin's Creed 3. So I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But yeah, this week you should expect some more articles from Matt, myself, Cameron, Anton, and of course the rest of the team. Lately, our site editor-in-chief has been doing a lot of VR games, so you can check those out at GamingHistoria.com. Cameron recently wrapped up his Halo retrospective series.
I did indeed, yeah.
So I definitely recommend checking those out. They're amazing pieces.
It's a good read.
It is a very good read. He's done it for Halo 1, 2, and 3, and it's absolutely amazing. So go read that. You're going to do a mix-up Xbox, PS4, PC. Yes, we are. We are planning on doing Xbox this week, PlayStation next week, Nintendo the week after, and then just an all-around sort of thing going on from there. We just decided to do the first few streams as a bit of an experiment to see.
Because we all chat a lot.
Yeah,
we all chat a lot. So we just thought we'd put in a podcast.
Might as well record it.
Yeah, mix up is very good. Matt's just spamming emotes into the chat at the minute. But
yeah, I will say if anyone's looking to start Tarkov, I will be releasing a beginner's guide on that. Because I know that game's getting huge recently. Got a couple of people playing. Because I played all the time. Looking to get some bring in Matt on that. But yeah, if anyone's looking to get into Tarkov, been watching streams, been wanting to pick it up, or they've got the game and they're not sure how to start it, we'll be releasing a beginner's guide on how to play the game, how it works, and just how not to die all the time, hopefully.
Yeah, you definitely got to read that. These guys have been experts at Tarkov. Matt's been playing it for a while now. So yeah, you can expect a more of a mix-up starting on the week 4, mainly because we are going to be talking a lot. As you've just seen, we've talked about Xbox for 2 hours. If we did a mix-up today, it would result in probably about 6 hours worth of us ranting about everything.
Yeah, stay tuned for that. Get your reminders, put it in your diaries,
and
get your popcorn.
Yeah, exactly. And as the Twitch tradition, we're going to do a raid. Yes, we've got to rest our throats, definitely. We are absolutely passionate about what we do. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thank you so much. We appreciate any support.
Yeah, we appreciate the support.
It's good to see a pretty decent turnout as well.
Yeah, we didn't expect to have as many views as we did, and it's always great to see gargle something warm and salty.
Yeah, this is like when you start your band out and you're going into this like random bar, and like you got like 4 people who know you're on. The rest are like, who are these guys? And they just like stare at you while you play your songs. Rose shared off. That's great. Thank you. We do appreciate spreading if people spread the word out and just chill and have a good time. Yep. So now we're gonna send you over to another stream to go share the love. Let's find someone else who's doing a podcast. Tell them all about us. Tell them how great we are. Oh. Let's go to a smaller stream that hasn't got. Is that Rose or is it Rosie? I'm gonna say Rose because I think it's Rose YouTube. Yeah, I thought that. But then it might be like Rosie T.
No, it's Rosie T.
Yeah, it's Rosie T. Rosie, yes, I was right.
Rosie T.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
yeah,
Rosie T.
He was alright. Let's send you.
Goodbye, Rosie. Enjoy your ESO night. Yeah, enjoy Elder Scrolls Online. Matt's been playing a lot of that too.
Yeah, I'll probably be writing an article. Chris wants me to write an article on this.
Let's send you to this one. I don't know what they're talking about, but they seem to be doing their podcast. Yeah, so we'll send you to there, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week for PlayStation. Thanks, guys. Take care. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.